takes over. Blood is running, heart is pumping as the battle gets closer. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming now. We can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Singing like Ali, rocking our bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep your heart silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable.
Magandang hapon mga summoners at maligay pagdating dito sa 2018 Bacchus Pro Gaming Series Spring Split. So ito na guys, this is it, the last week of the group stage before we head into the playoffs. Pero bago pa namin pag-usapan yun, syempre pakilala mo na kami bilang casters niyo for this game. I'm Arctic at your service ma'am. At syempre, kasama ko ngayon si Chiso.
Yeah, and sobrang importante ng mga games ngayon, Arctic, because ito yung magsasabi kung sino-sino magkakatapat headed into the playoff stage. Looking at the standings at the moment, pwede pang mahabol ng Infuse at AEX yung Barca X-Rage Esports for the final playoff spot. So, given that sila ngayon mga maglalaro ngayon, sobrang importante na mag-perform sila if they want to make that playoff run.
Man, this is gonna be very interesting because imagine mo yun, sobrang crucial in a way that the fate, this is the make it or break it right now for both acclaimed Empire X and Infused Esports. More so for Infused Esports kasi they have a little bit more of a trickier situation in their hands. They need to perfect basically this match as opposed to acclaimed Empire X mamaya. All they have to do is at least just win the match. They could afford to lose at least one game. So, very tricky indeed. So, nakita nga natin yung match rundown for this particular game right here. Gonna be very interesting actually.
Yeah, ayun nga, tulad ng sinabi mo, sobrang importante ng match na to para sa Infused. As for IPT, na-lock in na nila yung kanilang playoff spot. So, all this match does for them is building momentum towards the playoffs. Very important para sa pro teams. And yung seeding as well para malaman kung sino nga ang kanilang makakatapat once we head on to the playoffs.
Yeah, but of course, I'm kind of worried to be honest for our bottom 4 teams here. I mean, I've been in that situation in the past, in all fairness. So, alam ko yung feeling na talagang crunch time na talagang we need to rake up those points. Every single win counts. Not even just the wins, the match in itself really counts.
Yeah, and talking about all of the teams really here, for Barca X-Rage Esports, diba, they are sitting on 7 points. And looking at Infused if teams playing today, they can still catch up. Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure na yung mga players ng Barca, pinapanood nila to and they're cheering na sana hindi sila makahabol. Sana mag-playoffs kami. And hopefully, they will get the results they need. But looking at the teams playing today, like we mentioned, it is a very important day for Infused and AEX.
Very, very important. So, ayun nga, we actually talked about the bottom teams. There's actually something at stake here for IPT, pero pag-usapan natin yan probably later on because we are going to be heading into the drafting days. Once again, this is going to be game.
Yeah, tingnan natin ano ang gustong tanggalin ng both teams dito. Mukhang ang opening bands, it's Galio and Camille. So, wala tayong makikita ng mga champion once the game does start, denying that from the solo laners. And I really like na Camille yung opening band ng Imperium Pro Team because I think Gertrude as a top laner, he has a lot of skill and he could really show that, especially on champions that can split with and bully lane. Unfortunately, wala siya nun in this match. Tignan natin kung paano mag-end tong mga bans and teams. And Jarvan being taken away.
Interesting. I'd actually have to agree with you there, Chisto. If you're gonna look at players from Infused Esports, in all fairness naman, I think almost everybody has had their moment to shine. It's just that kung pag-usapan natin yung consistency ng players, I think that it's probably mostly more on Gertrude that's had it much more stable than the rest throughout the entire group stage as we head into week 7. But yun na, tapos nating banning phase first. priority for Infused Esports actually going to be the Varus.
Yeah, and mukhang gusto nilang bigyan si Queng dito ng AD carry na he can really be relevant on, especially in the mid-game fights where pag nakumpleto ng Varus yung kanyang Gensu's Rage Blade, he can start fights off with Chain of Corruption. So, I think yun yung gustong game plan ng Infused dito. But the response from Imperium Pro Team, heavy team fight here. Look at this Sejuani. Very, very reliable champion when it comes to starting engages. And the Rakan as well. Sobrang gandang follow-up yan onto Sejuani if you pair the Glacial Person with the quickness. That's a good 2 to 3 seconds of crowd control if you time it properly. But speaking of crowd control, Infused are hovering over the Skarner here, a jungler that has been rising in popularity during yung mga recent na patches.
Right. And man, I wonder how that'll fare out for Hechizo. Meanwhile, Tom Kench as well, potentially going to be drafted here for a kill. So, in which case, if this is indeed going to be a lock-in for the support for Infused Esports, we already have a clear idea as to what they'll be sending out for that bot lane right there. So, interesting.
Okay, it is locked in, Arctic. So, gusto ko tong pick up na to galing sa Infused kasi Tom Kench, he provides a lot of protection. And given that Varus is a fairly immobile AD carry, having that option to use Devour to protect him, kapag nga nakita mo yung engage na dinadala ng IPT dito, I really like the counter that Infused have brought. Tignan natin kung paano ito magpapan out once the game starts, as it looks like IPT will be going for the Lovers bot lane. Medyo sweet sila dyan sa bot. Cyan or Khan.
Yeah, there you go. Looks like duo bot goes tong si H at si Shadow for game 1 right now. But heading on to the second rotation of bans here, no surprise right here. They are going to be intent on banning out Isaac Azir right off the bat.
Yeah, and Anivia being taken away. So mukhang, since wala pang mid laners na pinik during the first part ng drafting, the second part of banning means that the mid lane pool will be extremely pinched. And looking at these bans, I see at least 5 mid lane bans. So choices here for both mid laners. What will they go for? Mukhang gusto magtalian nila in this game.
Potentially. I mean, kung titingnan mo yung bans ng Infused Esports, clearly they watched the Week 6 game for Imperium Pro Team because these were two champions that Light really popped off on.
Yeah, tignan natin kung ilalock in ni Queng dito yung Syndra for Isaac. I think this is a decent matchup for the Syndra. She does have that kill pressure onto Light in the mid lane because alam natin Syndra deals a lot of that burst damage, especially once she hits level 6. And we're yet to see Syndra in this patch 8.4, which has shown changes as far as the itemization for mid laners go. Of course, Lost Chapter is now the go-to item, and both of these champions really benefit from the mana and cooldown reduction that it provides.
True. And wow, interesting. There is actually going to be hovered over for Imperium Pro Team. Will that indeed be a lock-in though? But
they're going to go for Gangplank.
So it's going to be Maokai versus Gangplank in the top lane for Gertrude and Suzuku.
Yeah, so sobrang laki ng contrast in both team comps because looking at IPT, sobrang dami nilang AoE, sobrang daming options for team fights. As for Infused Esports, yung crowd control nila, it's more focused on single target. Really, susubukan nilang bawasan yung members ng IPT bago pa mag-start yung fight. I mean, look at the Skarner or the Maokai, Twisted Advance. These abilities hit a single target. So if Infused are able to get the picks that they need, they can really weaken the team fight comp of IPT because IPT's comp relies on them being a 5-man squad. And Infused comp relies on them denying that 5-man squad.
So there we have it though. Very interesting drafts coming in from both sides here. So gaya nga ng sinabi namin, nakita nyo naman kung ano yung draft ng parehong sides. Let us know in the chat kung sino ang sinusuportan nyo. Hashtag INF win ba? Or hashtag IPT win. This is going to be very crucial, especially for Infused Esports. Let's go ahead and see if they could climb that mountain to salvage their spot to force the tiebreaker against Barcy X Rage Esports as we head on to the Rift. See you guys in just a few. And there you have it, folks. This is going to be it. Can Infuse Esports indeed, like I mentioned, climb that mountain to potentially salvage their spot to force a tiebreaker into the playoffs? Or will Imperium Pro Team crush their dreams of potentially reaching just that? Let's head on to the rift.
Yeah, dito na magsisimula yung... Actually, magsisimula yung pagtatapos.
Yes.
Ng spring regular season ng PGS. Makikita natin, mahabol kaya ng Infused yung 7 points na hawak ng Barca XRH Esports, or will IPT deny them the shot at glory? Tignan natin.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious here. All the more worried for Infused Esports right now. This is such crunch time that we're in right now. Gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, wala na silang space to even lose a single game. As soon if they drop one, it's pretty much over. But I'm pretty sure, considering Infused Esports, I mean, they do have a coach to work with in between the weeks to at least work on what they can do to hopefully, of course, they did do their homework facing IPT. I think nakita naman natin sa banning phase, banning out 2 champions that Light performed quite efficiently sa laban nila versus Barca XRH Esports ng week 6, if I'm not mistaken. So, we'll just have to see.
Pero, tignan natin, mukhang hindi naman mahuli si Gertrude dito. Pag-usapan muna natin na, yun nga binanggit mo, Infused, they're in a very difficult spot because hindi nila ma-afford na mag-drop ng kahit isang game kung gusto nilang mahabol yung playoffs. Pero, you have to be positive as a team because andun pa rin yung chance eh. Even though it is slim, meron pa silang paraan na makapasok sa stage yan. And that's what every team wants. So I'm pretty sure that they still feel like they have a lot to play for in this match despite the odds na hinaharap nila.
Man, may the odds be ever in your favor. I feel like this is Hunger Games right now, but Akil, the Hunger Games, the knock up. Looks like Akil is kind of hungry here. Try to go for a Shadow. Unfortunately, he is level 1, guys, so won't be able to get the chomp on him just yet. And that will force a flash away from Shadow, though.
Yeah, Hunger Games nga, kaso wala pang Devour si Tomken, so wala muna siya makakain dito. Tikim lang muna.
Just a little bit of a taste right there off the support of Imperium Pro Team. But yeah, I mean, as expected, looking here at the mid lane, patuloy na masyashove in tong si Isaac. As, I mean, this is a Talia that Light's running, so should make for quite easy shoving right there.
Yeah, gaya na sinabi mo, Talia does have a skill named Seismic Shove, so shoving will be her main goal here in the mid lane.
Forte niya.
Ito try niya i-pressure si Isaac dito because given that the Syndra is running the cleanse, the Syndra doesn't have the same kill pressure that she would have on Talia if Isaac had the Ignite. So inaabuso nila yung fact na ayun nga, in the level 1 to 5, hindi siya kayang i-bully gaano ni Isaac. And it really shows given that the Talia has lane priority.
Meanwhile, wow, if you're gonna look at here as well, Suzaku actually has Gertrude quite pushed in. Tsaka, di ba pinag-usapan natin kanina, Chisto, yung consistency nga ni Gertrude na may mga nakita tayong shining moments sa kanya na talagang he manages to carry the weight of Infused Esports in some instances. Although, ngayon kasi, since he is running a Maokai, it's not really something that he has the potential to do. In fact, probably going to be much more reliable on elements like Isaac on the Syndra and Queng on the Varus for that solid damage.
Yeah, and gusto ko yung move na ginawa ni Light doon. Nakita natin Hechizo was pressuring Ivalice na gusto niyang i-invade yung red buff na yun. Try and deny the Sejuani experience so that hindi siya mag-level 6 kaagad. Light sacrificing a bit of lane experience and a bit of CS para lang mabantayan yung kanyang jungler. So that's smart coordination by IPT as Ivalice has snuck around here.
Yes.
Isaac might die.
Man, Isaac, he's trying to walk this out, but as a Syndra can flash out, but quite immobile as to walk his way. But wow, looks like with that teleport right there, we'll make the escape. That is going to be the route going on to Light. Light is trying to back away, going to try to go for wall, but looks like no casualties. I'm actually surprised.
Yeah, in the end, mukhang it's actually 3 summoners for the price of 2 in favor of IPT na burn din ni Gertrude yung kanyang teleport just to respond to that skirmish in the mid lane. In the long run, I think that's actually worth for Light since he still has his flash up.
Yeah, pretty much. So, let's go ahead and see though kung how Ivalice could potentially capitalize on just that guy nga nang na-mention ko. Isaac right now, the only way he could potentially survive ganks at this point is if he could land a CC to prevent yung pursuit nitong si Ivalice tsaka ni Light. If ever we do see that initiative coming in again from the jungler.
Speaking of initiative from the jungler of IPT, he's hovering on the bot side. Kaso may Scuttle Crab so nakita siya nun. But going back to the previous mid lane gank, Oo, maganda nga na nakuha ni Ivalice yung pareha sa Summers ni Isaac. Pero mas maganda pag nakuha niya yung punish on the Summers while them being down and possibly pick up a kill because ito yung window niya eh. Walang cleanse, walang flash. This is when Ivalice should be ganking mid lane.
I'm wondering if that will reach feasibility here for Ivalice. Looking at how things will go though, that's kind of counter-ish because gaya nga na-mention natin, if you're gonna think of Light on the Stalia, he's just naturally gonna kind of get that shoved in unless he really makes the conscious effort to control yung wave na pinapush in rin ni Isaac. Probably not as much since he is running a Syndra, but
And tignan mo to Arctico, first back ni Light, ang binili niyang item, instead of the Lost Chapter, he bought Mercury Thread. Really trying to deny the damage coming from the Syndra because naiintindihan niya na in this matchup, once Isaac hits level 6, kaya-kaya niyang i-burst si Light dito, but given that now he has more MR, more innate tankiness, he can afford to play a bit more aggressive as Ivalice will punish this.
yes, that will be part 2 coming in from Imperium Pro Team, and that is gonna be the assisted slow coming from Suzuku through the ultimate, and that is gonna, okay, took a bit of a while, but that is indeed gonna be first blood going to Imperium Pro Team.
Yeah, napakaraming positives dun na nag-pan out para sa IPT. Yung una, bumili ng Merc Threads si Light dito para hindi siya instantly ma-burst down ng Syndra. Pangalawa, pinunish ni Ivalice yung down summoners ni Isaac in the mid lane, and that's really great to see from their jungler. So mukhang in the early game, IPT has a fair bit of an advantage here. Tignan natin because looking at Infused Comp, it relies a lot on them having their ultimates.
Oh, meanwhile, Akil gets a few hits here and there onto Shadow, but looks like they're gonna go for the re-engage. No! Unfortunately, Akil not able to get that thick skin to save his life and will go down for the kill.
Yeah, sakto yung timing nung knock-up ng grand entrance ni Rohondon. So, great timing. It means na he was CC. Hindi niya na-pop yung thick skin gaya na sinabi mo. So, great pickup by IPT. And this is very tricky for Infuse now because at this point, they... Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting right there.
Okay, so wala kayo nakita guys. Wala tayo nakita doon.
You guys saw nothing, but still not good. Somewhat of a good try, somewhat, but that was a lot used though in the midst of everything that just went down there.
Yeah, and I'm kind of questioning the decision the decision from Hechizo because the Skarner was nearing level 6, and if you pair your flash with your ultimate, that means you can instantly close the gap and lock a target down for your team to kill. Now, once Hechizo hits level 6, he won't have his flash up, so hindi niya magagamit, hindi niya ma-abuse yung power spike niya instantly.
Man, I mean, I'm not surprised, man. Even I kind of got thrown off by what happened right there, but
Hindi ko na-expect eh.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I was like ready to build up to something amazing, and then
So, wala tayo nakita, Arky.
yeah,
Wala tayo
anticlimactic, but you guys saw nothing.
Yeah,
So-
pero yun nga, going back to what I said previously, na yung lineup ng Infused Esports relies heavily on their ultimates being available. Look at the Varus, the Chain of Corruption, very, very strong ability. Look at Hechizo having the Skarner ultimate, diba? It relies a lot on them hitting level 6 and going for picks using these abilities. As Hechizo, we'll find out Suzuku though. Pero hindi pa siya level 6 eh. Kailangan niya atrasan yan.
That's the back off. I mean, if you're gonna level 5 to level 7, Hechizo probably not gonna end up the best in that trade. And titignan mo rin naman yung itemization niya. I don't think he could really withstand what could have come out of Suzaku if ever they did duke it out 1v1. But meanwhile, Hate actually takes quite a bit himself. Patuloy pa rin hinabol ni Akil trying to get that tongue onto Hate. Unfortunately, won't be enough range right there. Ultimate popped up by Hate, and that's gonna be like he joins the party. But I don't think Quang and Akil can survive this. Try as they may. And that is going to be 2 kills going into the belt of IPT.
Yeah, misplaced aggression there by Infused Esports. Hindi na nirespeto yung amount of global pressure from IPT solo layers. Tignan mo dun, dumating yung Cannon Barrage Gangplank, the Weaver's Wall used by Light to close the gap. And even though IPT's bot lane were losing that trade at the beginning, just those 2 global abilities able to instantly turn it around. And now Infused are slowly giving this game away. Let's hope that they don't go down even further.
Right. I don't know, man. So far, we've seen attempts, but it hasn't really been as fluid for Infused Esports. Really, I don't want to say that it's nerves just yet, especially gaya na sabi ko, laking pressure ng Infused Esports right now to perform against Imperium Pro Team. But let's go ahead and see later on, maybe, just maybe, that they could find ways to kind of remedy this awkward early phase.
Yeah, yun nga, behind sila in the early game because they weren't respecting the global pressure which punished their aggression. But this is the time when they should try and salvage the mistakes that they did earlier because now they have their ultimates. Hedges are already level 6 on this Skarner. They need to begin using these key abilities to start looking for fights. That's Quang will get engaged on.
Ivalus missing out on that ultimate, but still with the full collapse coming in from Imperium Pro Team. Quang doesn't even survive a chance. Ivalus actually gets pulled in by Hedges, so will be forced to flash away. Teleports coming in from Gertrude to try to salvage this fight. Members of Imperium Pro Team, they easily go straight onto Ivalus, knowing very well that they could deal with him. And it looks like Imperium Pro Team, they will start to back away. Unfortunately, even with the ult coming in from Isaac, won't be enough. And that will end in a bit of a trade right there. I think that does end in a
1-for-1. Yeah, it is a 1-for-1. Unfortunately, Quang, hindi niya katabi yung Tom Catch to save him from the engage. But looking back at how that skirmish went down, regardless of Ivalus missing the Glacial Prison, they were still able to pick up the kill onto the Varus. And the roam as well from Isaac was good. They were able to trade the kill. Unfortunately, in the end, I think hindi tumama yung isang Q ni Syndra. That's why Shadow was able to survive with just a bit of HP left.
Meanwhile, looks like Gertrude makes it in the nick of time to salvage this turret. Pero napakababa ba ng health ng turret na yun? But hate as well. That will be the ultimate. Will get right in there. Pero ultimate coming in from Suzaku to try to salvage this AD carry. But I don't think that'll be enough with the full collapse coming in from Infused. Etsuzo actually, the fight actually gets the kill.
Okay, mukhang iniwan ni Rakan si Saya for that play. I mean, being left alone as a AD carry, you're not gonna feel that great. And I think si Hate Don, he was banking on his Feather Storm to be able to protect him just in case nahuli siya. Kaso Tom Kench easily closes the gap, so he gets punished right there.
Yeah, just a little bit of that movement to have closed that gap right there, even with the ultimate coming in from Hate. So a little bit of an unfortunate move right there. Doesn't necessarily deter him. Kung titingnan mo pa rin naman, if you're gonna look at the stats-wise, 1-1-2,
I think IPT are opening up for a dive here. Look at the minimap. Talia and Sejuani are moving in.
They're making their way. Gertrude looks like that's going to be Weaver's Wall to cut him off, and he's going to get caught between 3 members of Imperium Pro Team. That's the full collapse. Ivalus gets the kill.
Yeah, and sakto yung dive ng IPT dun. Just as the tower was so low, it was only a few hits away and the minion wave crashing in as well. If Gertrude stayed, he would have died anyway, and if he tried to get away, there was the Weaver's Wall to close the gap. So great play by IPT. They're able to pick off the Maokai, and look at Suzuki. Even though he's been sticking around in lane, he's already 0-0 and 4 on this gangplank. Definitely having that assist goal will help him accelerate his item path.
Yeah, that's gonna be
He's been way more relevant than Gertrude in this game just because he's been able to use his cannon barrage, as Shadow might possibly die here. I don't.
Yes, that's a charm, but the stun and just getting caught in wrong place at the wrong time for the support of Imperium Pro Team, that's for sure.
Yeah, but meanwhile,
wow, looks like Hate might actually be the next to follow. Ultimate, unfortunately, still a little bit there before it went off cooldown, so fortunate.
Yeah, oh, there's more fighting. Everyone's fighting.
These fights are just coming back and forth. Gertrude gonna get pursued by both Suzaku and Ivalus. They will have to back away though, as Gertrude, the tank tree that he is, actually makes it into the safety of his turret.
There are mukhang ayaw nilang kalmahan dito. Nakikipaglaban constantly both teams, pero it is IPT coming out on top on majority of these skirmishes, as Hechizu has started the Mountain Drake. Wala pang ward yung IPT dito, pero feeling ko may clue na sila eh.
Definitely. Looks like Wang and Akil will try to go assist him to make it a little bit more of a faster maneuver right here. Pero mukhang walang move na gagawin ng Imperium Pro Team to at least establish vision. So that is going to be a clean dragon take para dito sa Infuse Esports.
Yeah, I think since Ivalus was in base, IPT made the proper decision na wag na lang nating i-challenge it. We don't have to risk it. It's only the first dragon of the game. Lamang pa naman pa rin tayo eh. We can afford to give this objective up and look for a play elsewhere. And speaking of plays elsewhere, while they were fighting around the blue buff area, IPT were able to secure the Rift Herald, I believe, and now, yeah, it is being summoned. And I think the Rift Herald will be able to take down this mid lane tower pretty easily.
Just one boop, and there goes the turret.
Yeah, and now with the mid tower gone, the map has really opened up for IPT. Now it's only the bot lane tier 1 being left open. It will allow IPU to ward up the red side jungle Infused. Now he's looking for this because sila yung team na dapat may vision control to look for these picks. Kaso since they're behind in the laning phase, now they're forced to defend against an IPT that is grouped up. It's incredibly difficult for Infused draft here to combat the members of IPT, especially when IPT is a 5-man unit.
Man, this is quite tricky here for Infused Esports. They're kind of trying to hold their ground, but Imperium Pro Team, though, they've been pretty proactive out of these recent moves, much more so than Infused. Although, in all fairness, Infused, they get lucky enough with these pickoffs so far. Kapag may member ng Imperium Pro Team na medyo na-cut out of place, tapos numbers are in Infused Esports' advantage, but overall, hasn't really led into anything significant. If anything, napakalaki na. Unti-unti nang lumalaki yung goal difference between IPT and INF.
Yeah, gusto ko yung sinabi mo dun na if Infused are able to get a numbers advantage with their pick comp, with their CC, wala pa rin QSS on the side of IPT. So pag may napili silang target, kayang-kaya nilang i-burst yan down na sigurado mauhuli nila. Pero they have to deal with the members of IPT. They're just so far ahead at this point. Mahirap. Mahirap para sa Infused to.
It's so hard. Tsaka, kung mapapansin yung mga summoners, talagang, as of these past few minutes, medyo, napunta na yung Infused Esports into more of a defensive position. Kung mapapansin yung mas confident ng mag-roam ang Imperium Pro Team, just establishing much more control, whether it be in terms of vision, trying to seek out members of Infused. So, Infused Esports, they're pretty much dealing with kung anumang waves ang pumasok sa kanila and just try to look for opportunities, really.
Yeah, ngayon Infused, they're playing the more reactive team na inaantay nila anong gagawin ng IPT dito. Makakahanap ba tayo ng window onto engage for them, onto them because yun yung kailangan ng Infused dito. They need to start looking for picks because they can't afford to go for a team fight versus IPT. They need to start trying to re-establish vision. Pero yun nga, IPT are just pushing them around because they have a superior lead coming out of the laning phase.
But man, so far, Imperium Pro Team, take note, nalalapit na yung pag-spawn ng Baron. Less than 3 minutes, in fact. And kung titingnan mo, shining bright red here for Imperium Pro Team as far as vision goes. They don't even need to establish defensive vision, but that's gonna be Gertrude caught between 4 members of Imperium Pro Team. Papunta na rin dito si Akil tsaka si Hechizo. Hechizo, he's trying to go for the backline. Actually manages to get hit. Hate will go down. Isaac getting the kill. This is quite done yet. No, not just yet though. And that is gonna be Infused Esports. They are in the offense. They are managing to take down members of Imperial Team one by one. Gertrude actually, wow, that will be 3 members of Imperium Pro Team total taken down. 2 for 3 in fact.
Yeah, and ang ganda nun, nakapag-trade yung Infused in their favor, 2 for 3, even though they were in a position that they were behind. I think part of the reason is because Gertrude was able to get onto Hate, and kahit na may Featherstorm yung Saya, he's not enough protection, and they burn everything just onto IPT's AD carry. I think that really won them right. I mean, look here, yung amount ng investment na ginamit ng Infused para lang mahuli si Hate, it was the everything from Maokai and basically everything as well. From the Scar, just kunin natin yung Zaya, huliin natin. And the moment that Zaya went down, that means wala na yung DPS ng IPT. And look at how split up they are. Light was on one side and the rest of his team was on the other. So a bit of missed coordination right there means that Infused can win out on that skirmish.
That was a little bit unfortunate for Hate right there. Sakto, as soon as he went down with the ultimate, was able to get the root onto Hechizo, but before Hechizo got rooted, was able to get that ultimate onto Hate in exchange. So that pretty much sealed the deal.
Yeah, and gusto ko to from Infused, kahit na behind sila, kahit na nanalo ng lane yung IPT, ayaw pa ng Infused na matapos yung season nila dito. They're trying to fight back. They need more of this though. They need to repeat that fight. Really try and re-establish vision. Like I mentioned previously, go for these picks. That's what they need to do if they want to complete this comeback. And it looks like they are mounting towards it. Pero malayo pa.
Oh, but meanwhile, Suzaku, this is the numbers advantage we've been talking about. Looks like top laner of IPT just gonna cruise his way out of there.
Easy, coming from Suzaku. Ang dali lang yung nagmamba out doon Arctic eh. Talagang didn't even need to use his flash. It wasn't up. Talagang Gamang just use his W, run away, use the movement speed from the barrel.
Oh man, pero take note, with Baron coming up, so does Infernal Drake. And mukhang Imperium Pro Team, they're actually gonna focus more on going for the Infernal first. I think there's also the confidence na hindi rin basta-basta makukuha ng Infuse itong Baron Nashor.
Yeah, I mean, Infused are behind, so I think IPT know that they can't go for a Baron because they don't have the items to burst it down quickly. Speaking of bursting things down quickly, natin, that's pretty fast for Infernal Drake.
Interesting.
Infused though, they want to fight this.
Yes, with all 4 members, this could be the fight. But Shadow instantly getting the charm right then and there onto the members of Infused Esports Light, as well as Hate just hitting in from the back line. And that will result to a kill being the first of all for Infused Esports. Mukhang nag-duel dong si Light. Tsaka si Hechizo. Hechizo gonna try to jump his way out of there. Patuloy pa rin inabot ni Light though. He has flash as well. And he wants Hechizo. He goes down. And that is gonna be Light now on a rampage.
Yeah, mukhang hindi pa tatakasin ni Light si Hechizo. Really wanted to take down the Skarner and he does get to him. And note, even though na 4 lang yung members ng IPT doon, ang kailangan lang gawin ni Suzaku is use his ultimate to zone the members of Infuse, and that global pressure right there, kahit na wala siya sa fight, he was able to contribute.
Pretty much. And still with that though, he's still waiting for it to come back online, and IPT is going to take full advantage of that by converting onto this turret. They're trying to zone out members of Infuse from making that defense, and indeed that will be a successful takedown as second tier turret in the mid lane goes down for Infuse.
Yeah, and just as we mentioned na mukhang malapit na simulan ng Infuse yung kanilang comeback, unfortunately, missed opportunity dun sa Infernal Drake. I think they weren't able to find the optimal engage with their comp, and given yun nga sinabi ko, their lineup doesn't rely on heavy team fighting, and they practically ran at a team fighting comp. You're already facing an uphill battle, and if you're Infused, you need to look for fights that you can win, not the ones that IPT will definitely win out on.
Definitely. And I don't know, man, looking at the gold difference, napapansin na natin, kanina was just playing at a steady 5,000, pero unti-unti nang nagbe-build up para dito sa Imperium Pro Team unless ma-salvage to ng Infused Esports within the next few minutes.
Yeah, they need to stall out. Talagang, since they are in a position we are in, like I mentioned, re-establish vision. Really try and get these picks. Pero mahirap gawin yun if IPT are always grouped up.
Okay, so Imperium Pro Team, we are starting to see them re-establish control here over the Baron side. Hechizo actually instantly goes for Ivalis and Infused Esports. They have the numbers to try to topple down, but that's a very tanky jungler from Imperium Pro Team. Shadow gets the initiate, knocked up onto Infused Esports, but here comes Light. Looks like he's going to clean things up. Look at the damage. Absolutely insane. Coming in from both the AD carry and mid laner of IPT. Wow.
Yeah, yun nga, nakakuha nga ng pick yung Infused onto Ivalis, pero the Sejuani is super duper tanky at this stage because she is ahead. And given that, yun nga, nahuli nga nila, napatay nga nila, but Ivalis bought enough time as a flash in.
Yes, indeed. And man, instantly obliterates Isaac after that, and that might actually result to Infuse losing out on an inhibitor right now.
Yeah, IPT, they're running away with this game. Sinisimulan na nilang i-deny yung comeback potential na meron yung Infuse dito as Infuse, they're trying to go for broke here.
Are they gonna get it though? That's instantly gonna be the route onto Gertrude. Gertrude forced to flash away para maiwasan ng damage na magaling dito kay Hate. And that is gonna be a kill caught in the middle of the members of Imperial Pro Team. Light is now dominating. Quang and Hechizo, they're forced to back away at mukhang tatapusin na ng IPT itong inhibitor. So, they're just gonna finish what they started.
Pinapanood sila ni Hechizo eh. Mukhang yun nga, wala siyang choice dito eh. He just has to unfortunately watch as IPT takes an inhibitor right in his face. Very unfortunate, pero yun yung kailangan niyang harapin eh. They're just this far behind in a way where IPT confident silang gawin kung anong gusto nila on Summoner's Rift.
And man, after all that happened, like we were just playing around 6,000 like, what, 2 to 3 minutes ago, but after that, we already hit past the 10k mark for IPT. So, man, that's a bit of a substantial difference here that Infused is beating the odds against right now.
Yeah, and this is very unfortunate if Infuse do drop this game because they are behind. Yes, they can come back. The implications, very, very important. Kung gusto pa ng Infuse na magka-chance na umabot sa playoff stage, they need to come up with something that's nothing short of a miracle given the circumstances that they are facing versus Imperium Pro Team in this first match.
Meanwhile, looks like IPT, medyo, because of the shoving into the mid, they have a little bit more of a leg up pagdating sa control dito sa Baron side. So, kailangan mag-ingat-ingat ng Infused Esports. Although, luckily, may nakakita naman akong substantial defensive vision sa side ng jungle niya. But sa river mismo, that's a little bit of a different story.
Yeah, meron nga silang vision pero nandun lang sa blue buff area nila. Hindi pa rin nila nakikita yung Baron flip, which is really what IPT is looking at right now. Pero yeah, probably everyone for IPT except Suzaku, tinitignan niya yung bot lane tower. Hindi niya pinapansin si Gertrude dito. Feeling ko, wala siyang pake dun sa Maokai.
Nope, not a care in the world. You can just chop down that tree. He really wants to go for that turret to add all the more pressure onto the side of Infused Esports. And look at that, just like that, Imperium Pro Team. Kaya yung sabi natin, yung substantial vision na meron lang ang Infuse is dito nga sa Baron side. But unfortunately, limited lang sa jungle. Tapos, tinanggal pa yun ng IPT.
Yan, tignan mo yung arc, di ba? Nakatabi ni Hedge sa Hate doon. Pero I think the reason why he hesitated is because meron ng QSS si Hate. Kahit na melee range, back to the point, magkadikit na nga sila eh.
Ouch. Although,
as a kill goes down. Very unfortunate.
yes, at dahil dyan mukhang confident ng Imperium Pro Team na ituloy na ang pag-take itong Baron Nashor.
Yeah, I mean, yung nga libreng Baron na to unless Hechizo wants to do anything about it. But he is in base. Mukhang ginivop na to ng Infused Esports.
Oh man, Infuse. This is gonna be so tricky for them. With this Baron Nashor, lalo na kung i-consider natin yung laki ng lead na meron ang Imperium Pro Team.
Lumaki lang lalo.
At lumaki lang lalo. This probably could be the last of Infused Esports unless they could like make the miracle play right there to go on the defense. So, looks like we're gonna have a little bit of a pause right now. So, why don't you talk about what just happened right there?
I do believe there are a bit of technical difficulties on Infused side. It's very unfortunate for them. I mean, they were trying to hold onto the game, but yeah, you wanna go ahead and discuss that, Arctic?
Yeah, we actually just got word. So, as we hit that right there, so medyo nagkaroon ng onting I think that was like a full area thing within, I'm not sure just how far within NCR, pero nagkaroon nga ng onting quick brownout that affected the game itself. So, unfortunately, dahil gaya nga ng sabi namin, nagkaroon na ng technical difficulties which resulted to us not actually being able to continue with the game. Pero, this is actually where we look at the competitive ruling. So, wow, this is interesting enough. So, actually, sakto pinag-usapan natin kanina bago mag-transition sa atin na ang napakalaki na ng labang ng Imperium Pro Team. And going by the rulebook, I mean, what does this really mean, Cheese?
Yeah, medyo complicated to, so bear with us. And to try to explain to as simply as I could, but due to the competitive ruling, it looks like IPT will be rewarded with the Game 1 victory due to them having a large goal difference and looking at the turret differential between both teams and the remaining inhibitors as well. So, yun nga, IPT will be rewarded with the win in Game 1. So, what a heartbreaker for Infused Esports because the moment that they drop that game, it means that they are out of playoffs. Very unfortunate. So, yeah, we'll just have to look forward to what they pull out for Game 2.
Yeah, so, just so that, because people might be wondering, so, what particular numbers come into play sa mga competitive ruling na to? Pagdating sa goal differential natin, it actually plays between if the difference is more than 33%. And
it was pretty clear though.
Pretty clear indeed.
Yeah.
And as far as turrets go, so remaining turrets has to be playing around 7 or more. So, nakita naman natin number of turrets taken down.
Yeah, it was pretty clear. Right?
Inner tier 1 turrets all taken down, tier 2 turrets plus that inhibitor turret, so that qualifies as well. And of course, remaining inhibitor difference, that will be the difference in starting inhibitors, which is at least by more than 2. So that as well. So such a shame talaga.
Yeah, it's a shameful way to end the game. Of course, you wanted to see Infuse try and hold out for as long as they can, pero it happens to everyone, Arctic. It's just very unfortunate for them.
I think even with that game continued, I mean with the Baron onto IPT side, plus yung laki ng difference as far as items as well, kung titingnan mo, like Imperial Pro Team had all the makings to topple Infuse, so my heart goes out.
Pero we'll never know. Now actually we'll definitely never know how that game would have ended.
It's just one of those things that, oh well. But yun na nga guys, so with that, do you have any last words on that, Chisto, as far as that game?
No, I think we've pretty much covered everything. So again, congratulations to IPT for being rewarded the Game 1 victory. But Yeah, very unfortunate for Infused Esports.
But still, I mean, for Infused Esports, their chances of making the playoffs might be off the table now. Pero at least, kumbaga, one thing that I would love to see from them is that at least in the group stage, yung group stage run nila with a bang, hopefully by at least winning the match or winning a game. So I guess we'll find out in just a bit, guys. So we're gonna be taking a quick break for the meantime. So we have been your casters. I'm Arctic at your series fam. Syempre kasama ko si Chisto. This is the 2018 Bacchus Pro Gaming Series Spring Split. Kita-kits tayo for Game 2. Won't be enough range right there. Ultimate popped up by Hate, and that's gonna be like he joins the party. But I don't think Quang and Akil can survive this. Try as they may. Coming from is gonna be looking. Quang doesn't even survive a chance. Ivos actually gets pulled in by Hedgehog. Will be forced to flash away. Teleports coming in from Gertrude to try to salvage this fight. Members of the Green Team, they easily go straight onto Ivos, knowing very well that they could deal with him. And it looks like Green Team, they will start to back away. Fortunately, Hedgehog, he's trying to go for the back lane. Actually manages to get Hate. Hate will go down. Isaac getting the kill. This is fight friend yet. No, not just yet though. And that is going to be Infused Esports. They are in the offense. They are managing to take down members of Hero Team one by one. Gertrude actually. Wow, that will be 3 members. So only more members. This could be a fight. But Shadow instantly getting the charm right then and there onto the members of Infused Esports Light, as well as Hate is spinning in from the back line, and that will result to a kill being the first of all for Infused Esports. Mukhang nag-duel itong si Light. Tsaka si Hedgehog. Hedgehog gonna try to catch his way out of there. Napuli pa rin natin yung Light though. He has flashes as well. And he wants Hedgehog, so he goes down. Actually, and instantly goes for Ivolus and Infused Esports. They have the numbers to try to topple down, but still, that's a very tanky jungler from here in Pro Team. Shadow gets the initiate, knocked up on the Infused Esports, but here comes Light. Looks like he's gonna clean things up. Look at the damage. Absolutely insane. Coming in for both the AD kills. Infused trying to go for broke here. Are they gonna get it though? That's instantly gonna be onto Gertrude. Gertrude forced to flash away para maiwasan ng damage na magaling dito kay Hate. And that is gonna be a kill caught in the middle of the members of Imperial Team. Light is now dominating. Quang and Hedgehog, they're forced to back away at Mukhang.